This is how you perform facial massage. The client's skin's already been prepared. So the first move is Effleurage, working from the temples, down the neck, round the shoulders and up the back of the neck and back to the temples. Repeat this 2 to 3 times. Then you repeat your effleurage, but instead of going back up to the temples, you pause at the deltoids and do deltoid kneading with the palmar aspect of your hand. As you're working over the neck and shoulder area, it's good to get into the upper fibres of trapezius, round the shoulders, up the back of the neck, and doing some kneading at the occipital ridge, which is at the base of the skull. You can customise your massage to suit your skills. Sometimes it's quite good to do some pressure points and some more drainage. So this is a very basic starting massage routine. The important thing to remember is to link your movements with effleurage. Effleurage is your starting movement, your linking movement, and your finishing movement. Now that you've worked over the neck and shoulder area, including the chest, you're now going to work up onto the face. This is an effleurage movement, which is linking you up to continue on the face, but it also allows you to open up the client's neck area, which is where they hold an awful lot of tension. So this is a really nice movement to ease the client's neck and shoulder tension. When you're working round at the base of the skull, my fingers are actually just pausing on the occipital ridge, and that's where you hold an awful lot of tension. Be careful that you don't actually work directly on the spinal column, you're just working off the sides of the spinal column. But while you're in this area, you can do compressions with your fingers, but you can also do a little bit of finger kneading. This is a really good way to alleviate all the tension in the small muscles at the base of the skull. Here we're doing temple circles. You're doing some stationary firm circles and larger looser circles. The client does hold a lot of tension in the temple area, so this is a nice way to relieve any tension. Cheek circles up the full cheek under the eye. This helps to drain away any lymphatic fluid and also helps to bring fresh blood and oxygen to the skin. You're repeating this, but instead of coming all the way to do a full cheek circle, you're only coming halfway and tracing the zygomatic bone, and again draining out towards the lymph nodes in front of the ear. Then we're going to go on and do some rippling after we've done some nice figure of eights round the eyes. Very gentle with your ring finger. Go with the brow hair and under the eye. We're now doing some pinching of the brow area. We're now doing some drainage movements. This is called the pea pod. Your thumbs meet at the centre of the forehead, drain with a firm pressure to front of ears, and then draw back from the chin to the ear and repeat. Be careful you don't put too much pressure on once you're at the jaw, and don't compress the windpipe. Don't have your hands too far down the neck. Rippling from the forehead, cheeks, and repeat. Your fingers should move separately in a nice flowing ripple feeling for the client. You're now going to do a wing over the face. So your palms should be facing down from the chin up. You do not compress the nostrils. You don't touch the eyes, but you bring your hands up, glide over the face. Once you reach the brows, you put a nice firm pressure on and drain towards the ears. Slide down to the front of the chin and repeat. This is a temple compression. Your heel of hands rest at the temples, your fingers interlock loosely over the front of the eyes. It's a bit like a vice, and it's a really good way to relieve any tension and headaches that the client might have. Then you're going to finish off with some temple circles. You want this to be eventually floating off the client so that they don't really feel you end the treatment. Then you hover over the eyes so the client knows that you're saying goodbye, that your treatment is finished, and hover over the ears. Don't touch the client at this point until you get to the shoulders, and that's when they know the treatment has finished.